Hello, fellow reader. Join me, I am your host, Sansi. Dive into the world of magic and explore the most stories full of wonder, fantastical delights. Open your eyes and see the parade come to life. Sansi's parade, Sansi's parade. Join the parade, Sansi's parade, parade. Sansi's parade, Sansi's parade. Join the parade, Sansi's parade.
Rest, please? The smell of food wafts into the living room, signaling that lunch is almost ready. You're laying on Mars, with your vision off, enjoying the sound of his soul and the movement on his ribs. It's soothing and you feel super relaxed, nuzzling into his chest and finding comfort in his warmth. You feel his arm tighten around your ribs as he nuzzles into the top of your skull, causing a soft shudder to shake your form. Simply enjoying the peaceful moment. Lunch is ready. Jupiter yells from the doorway of the kitchen. I guess the quiet moment can't last forever, not that you're really mad though. Jupiter comes around the couch and quickly gives Dust his plate before coming over to you and Mars. Mars gently pats your back, signaling you to get up, and reluctantly you do. Sitting up just enough for him to get into a comfortable sitting position. Once he's situated with his plate and ketchup, you lay back down. Your head resting in his lap as the rest of you is curled on the couch, leaving just enough space for Jupiter to join you. Mars' lap is surprisingly comfortable, with a weird cushion between his bones and his clothes, like he has some sort of magical flesh in there. Jupiter stares at the spot near your feet. He shifts awkwardly, looking a little nervous. You move your hand to sign, Jupiter? I'll go pick out the movie for us to watch, Jupiter says suddenly. Quickly placing the food down, he rushes to a box in the corner to pick out a video to watch. After a few moments of searching, he comes back with a movie and pops it into the VCR. Once the movie is set up and ready for us to watch, he sits down on the floor in front of the couch. Still curled on the couch, you glance at Jupiter on the floor. Seeing as he made himself comfortable, you decide to stretch all the way out to cover the rest of the couch. Turning your gaze to the TV, you nuzzle a bit more into Mars' lap, feeling him tense a bit before relaxing once again. They don't have a wide selection of movies, so you ended up watching a lot of the movies you watched about 3 days ago. You end up zoning out a lot during the movie, slipping in and out of sleep while Mars makes occasional comments about the movie and Dust is mumbling to Ember. As the movie comes to an end, you extend your arms and legs to stretch them out, similar to a cat. Slowly moving to a sitting position, being careful not to hit Jupiter, as your vision clears from sleep. Jupiter looks lost in thought, as he stares aimlessly at the TV. Placing a hand on his shoulder to get his attention, he jolts in surprise. Oh, YN. Wasn't that a lovely movie? Metaton truly is a talented individual. Lifting your hands to sign, Jupiter cuts you off. I'm going to go do the dishes and start preparing for dinner, he says louder than usual. He frantically goes about collecting the plates and empty ketchup bottles, being mindful of his movements whenever he comes near you before he heads to the kitchen. Stopping at the doorway of the kitchen, he turns to you with a wobbly smile. You may pick out another movie if you wish. Tilting your head slightly in confusion, you sign no. I think I'll take a shower and get cleaned up. Looking down at your tattered and dirty clothes, seeing some areas stained with bone marrow and bits of magic. Looking a little relieved, Jupiter's shoulders start to sag. That's a wonderful idea. Take as long as you need. He turns and rushes into the kitchen. Turning, you start heading to the stairs when Mars grabs you by the wrist. Where are you going? I'm going to take a shower, you state, pointing to the second floor. His grip increases slightly as he stands up beside you, pulling you closer to him. I'm coming too, he demands, staring into your eye sockets with concern and determination. You want to take a shower with me? You ask for clarification with one hand. Mars stares at you for a long second as the house goes quiet. His eye light flickers before expanding as a navy blue blush slowly overtakes his face. I'll just wait be by the door, he stutters out as he drops his gaze to the floor. Shrugging, you head upstairs with your bag, still holding hands with an embarrassed Mars, while Dust laughs his tailbone off. Outside of the bathroom you drop Mars' hand, signing I'll probably be a while. Is that okay? Still not fully looking at you. Yeah, you got your phone, right? You nod, but realize he isn't looking at your face, so you give him a quick thumbs up. I'll just wait out here. Text me if you need me. Nodding again, you head to the bathroom and close the door behind you. Entering the bathroom, you place your bag on the floor by the sink. Removing your tattered clothes, you toss them into a pile over by the door. Enjoying the feel of being unclothed, your bones rattle gently together. Turning the shower on and adjusting the temperature, you move over to your bag and bring out your favorite soap. Taking the soap, you hop in the shower, letting the water wash over you. Turning your vision off, you tilt your skull up to the shower head. The water falls into your eye sockets, rinsing out the inside of your skull. Enjoying the sound it makes, as the drops of water hits the inside of your skull, causing a slight echoing effect. Stepping out from under the water, you lather the soap on a loofah and continue to clean all the dirt and grime from your bones. Feeling some of the stress of the day wash away. Taking your time rinsing under the water, to enjoy the feel of water flowing down your body. The sound of wind chimes on a rainy afternoon fills the bathroom as a gentle shudder shaking your form. Exiting the shower, you quickly dry off with a fluffy towel and begin applying the bone lotion. You detach your arm to get better coverage of your back. Y/N. While applying the lotion to your back, Ember appears beside you. Locking sockets, you stare at each other. Ember slowly floats backwards until he phases through the door. You continue rubbing the lotion into your bones. You know you should really try knocking. You tease, pretty sure he's still on the other side of the door. Y.uk no. Can't do that. He says with a huff, giving the door a ghostly pout. But you can at least say knock knock. You suggest with a chuckle. Sighing in defeat, knock.k. knock. Really? You think with a snort. Reattaching your arm, you feel satisfied at the amount of bone lotion you've applied. You're starting to feel it being absorbed into your bones, chasing away some of the hunger and fatigue you had earlier. You can come in now. You state, moving over to take some clothes out of your bag. Ember cautiously floats through the door to see your naked body crouched in front of your bag. Y/N. I need your help. He states in a calm ghostly voice. Pausing in your search for clothes, you look towards him and his serious expression. What's wrong? You ask, starting to feel concerned. Hopefully those other skeletons haven't come to cause trouble. You really don't want to deal with that again today. Especially when you are just starting to calm down and relax from the whole ordeal. The others tensing immediately, mild panic fills your soul. As if sensing your panic, he corrects himself. No, mean Mars biter and D dust. He clarifies. Oh. Re.ns hoc. In shock. You ask, with a slight tilt of your head. Nodding his head as he bobs up and down. Yes. They see. Could use some. Reassure. That you're okay. He sounds almost pleading. You didn't notice too much of a difference. Jupiter was a bit off, Mars was cuddly, and Dusty is a bit more distant, but nothing that really set off warning bells for you. Granted, you've only been here for a couple of days. It would make sense if you didn't pick up on some of the more subtle signs of something being wrong, unlike Ember. Nodding your head, you agree to talk to them tomorrow. Looking relieved, Ember gives you a ghostly nuzzle before disappearing. Reaching into your bag, you pull out a simple dark blue t-shirt and some soft, thin pajama pants. Putting on the clothes, you inspect yourself in the mirror. The mirror is a bit old, a few spots around the edges are permanently foggy and the edges are chipped and cracked in some places. Despite that, you still manage to get a good look at yourself. The creamy color of your bones had started to come back, and you don't notice any bruising or hairline cracks either. The healing potion did a good job on fixing you up. Moving your body around, doing some stretches and yoga poses, you check to make sure that your body truly is fine. Just because you've been healed doesn't mean you're the same as you were before the attack. Your body is fine, but you still feel mentally exhausted. It makes you feel a bit worried since you did rest and apply the bone lotion, but you must have been panicking more than you thought. Your soul being in distress for so long must have tuckered you out. You'll need to try and stay calm for the next couple of days if you aren't feeling better by tomorrow. Reaching into your bag, you bring out your toothbrush and toothpaste. Brushing your teeth always helps you relax, not the process of brushing your teeth so much, but the way it makes you look while doing it. Laughing to yourself, you lean over the sink as you brush your teeth. Foam and suds start to form around your teeth, creating a foamy mouth skeleton. Looking in the mirror, you watch the foam covering your teeth drip down your jaw and into the sink. It's a very messy process and there are other, less messy options, but then you wouldn't be a foamy skeleton. Lifting your arms and stomping your feet, you roar at the mirror as if you were a scary predator on the hunt. After a couple of minutes of playing in the mirror, you carefully wiped the toothpaste from around your mouth. You just put this shirt on and it'd be a pain for it to get dirty already. You look at your bag and back to your toothbrush and toothpaste before deciding to place your toothbrush in the toothbrush holder and the toothpaste on the sink. Picking up your bag, you exit the bathroom to find no one. Looking down the hall towards the room, Mars is nowhere to be seen. Hearing a small pop behind you, you turn around to see a sweaty Mars. He looks a bit shaken up, his grin is in a slight grimace and his red eyelight is hazy and out of focus. Signing, "Are you okay? Is everything alright?" You can feel yourself starting to panic, thinking about what Ember said and worrying about the other skeletons. His one eyelight sharpens and enlarges as he focuses on you, beginning to visibly relax. Skeletal eyelids, dropping slightly, he lets out a relieved sigh. "Yeah, just had to check up on Pap." "Oh," you start to calm down a little, slightly concerned that Jupiter might be worried about what happened earlier today, but hoping that he just needed help cooking or something. "Come on, dinner's ready," he says, taking your hand and leading you downstairs. Normally you wouldn't mind joining them for dinner, but you think you'll pass for today. Entering the kitchen, Dust is sitting at the table with his head down, sleeping probably. Hearing your footsteps shuffle into the kitchen, Jupiter turns away from the stove, a big yet nervous smile on his face. "You two are just in time for my special comfort spaghetti," he says, proudly posing in front of the stove. Mars moves over to the table, letting go of your hand as he pulls out of his chair. "Guys, I'm pretty tired, so I think I'm going to go to bed." You barely finished signing before you had everyone's undivided attention, even Dust. And he had his eyes closed. Mars abandons his chairs as he suddenly appears in front of you, eyelight extinguished. "No." "Okay, you can understand why they might be a bit hesitant about letting you sleep outside, but after today, sleeping in the ground might help the fatigue that just doesn't seem to go away. What if I slept in the backyard? After all, you were attacked in the front yard, not the back." Getting ever so slightly closer, he gently yet firmly grabs your wrist. "No." Timidly looking down, you try your best to sign to them, but I need to be in the ground to eat." You feel Mars' hand flinch as his body tensed. Looking up, his eyelight is hazy and small, grin stretched uncomfortably wide, with a hint of a grimace in it. Behind him you notice that Jupiter is very twitchy as he shifts uncomfortably while he messes with the end of his gloves. Glancing at Dust, he seems bored? Or maybe annoyed? Either way, he seems to be arguing with a very angry Ember. There must be some kind of compromise. A room with dirt that you could sleep in, like your room. Dot. 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 Your room. Bouncing happily at the idea, you quickly sign for them to follow you. Grabbing Ma's wrist, you run upstairs with everyone else right behind you. Stopping between the guest room and Dust's room, you let go of Ma's hand and drop your bag. Ignoring the looks of confusion as you reach inside with both hands. After a bit of searching you find what you're looking for and slowly pull out a door. It's a simple brown door with a yellowish-brown doorknob. You wobble back and forth from the weight and height of the door. Before they could help you with it, you place it against the wall. Straightening it out with the help of Jupiter, you get it placed firmly against the wall. Turning to the others, Mars looks shocked and Dust is squatting over your bag as he peers inside with an intrigued look on his face. Shooing him away from your bag, you close it and let it hang from your shoulder. Okay, this solves everything now. This is my dimensional room. You proudly show off the door with jazz hands. What? A dimensional room. It's a door that you can program any room of your desire into. I already programmed my ideal room into it. That was from a couple of years ago, so I might need to update it a bit, but it should be fine for now. And is it safe? Yes. The door can't be moved by anyone but me, and only one room can be programmed into this door, so you guys can open the door without fear of creating a new room or ending up someplace weird. It'll work like being a part of your actual house, even if it's technically in a different plane of existence. A shudder rips through you as the sleep sneaks up on you again. Opening your door wide enough for them to look inside, you turn on the lights. Is this fine? I'm really tired, so I'd appreciate being able to sleep now. You give them an exhausted smile, even though they can't see it, but you're sure your aura looks exhausted too. Mars lifts a finger, probably about to say something before Jupiter cuts him off. Of course, YN. You must be exhausted after. There was a slight pause before he continued with a smile. We'll be downstairs having dinner if you need us. He calls from over his shoulder as he pushes Mars and Dust out of your doorway and down the hall. Exiting your room, you sign a quick goodnight to them when you notice them turn their heads to look at you. Receiving your good nights in return, you go back into your room. Closing the door and turning off the light, you face plant in the soft grass. Allowing your body to phase through the ground. Sleep comes quick for you. Despite your room being in another dimension, he was still able to teleport into your room. Why you.sh shouldn't he tell.put into someone else's room? Ember scolds Dust, making sure to whisper so he doesn't disturb you. Dust just rolls his eye in annoyance before looking around your room. It's plain, some grass, a bed pushed to the side wall, a desk under the window opposite of the door, and a dresser to his right. Looking up, he can see the stars, whether it's the actual stars or artificially created ones he isn't sure. Ember floats around your room making comments about what you have and don't have. He is surprised by the lack of things in your room. Based on the conversation you had discussing interior design for the house, he assumed your room would have more effort. Then again, you did say this was an old room, so maybe this isn't your ideal room anymore. Floating over to Dust, he's sitting by the door, gripping his hood as he glares in your direction. They can't see you, but they can feel where your soul is, although Dust can probably see it as well. Your soul is quieter when you sleep, a soothing lullaby. Dust stands and walks over to your sleeping form buried deep underground. Putting his hands in his pockets, his stare turns into a glare before changing to a look of boredom and indifference. Small quakes of anger start to shake his form as a purple haze appear from his left eye socket. His smile stretching just a little as he tilts his head to the side and back, while still looking down at you. Magic flowing freely throughout the room as his murderous intent rises with each passing second. His smile becoming more and more unhinged. Dust? What? He mumbles under his breath, some spite lacing his voice. Magic diminishing slowly as he regains control. Ember opens his mouth to speak when the doorknob jiggles. Dust quickly teleports away, leaving Ember behind as Mars and Jupiter enters the room. Ember shakes his head in disapproving manner before disappearing as well. Mars and Jupiter weren't planning on coming to your room at the same time. Mars had already read Jupiter his bedtime story and tucked him in. While laying in his bed waiting for sleep to take him, he saw flashes of Papyrus in the snowy woods of the underground. He stood there unable to do anything while that demon slice cuts his head off, watching as his body disappears and then his head. Opening his sockets, he's out in the forest again, watching you run past him. You look in his direction with those empty sockets before. Crack. Your head is knocked clean from your body, crashing into a nearby tree. Enough. He doesn't want to see any more of it. Reaching up, he tugs on his right socket, using the pain to ground him. The forest slowly fades away, leaving him in his room. He teleports to Papyrus' room. But he isn't there. Panicking, he burst out of Papyrus' room, shocking Papyrus, who's standing in front of your room. Your room. He quickly teleports in front of your door and starts opening it. Papyrus looks like he wants to say something but doesn't stop his brother, instead stands behind him as he nervously rubs his arm. Once inside, they instantly notice Dust's magic in the air. He must have been worried about you too. Given the peaceful state of your soul, Papyrus can only assume you didn't know he was here. He heads over to your bed, grateful that you have one but confused as to why you have one and why it's big enough to comfortably fit him. Getting in the bed, he settles down on the side next to the wall, sure that his brother will join him once he's done staring at your soul. Until then, he lets the gentle hum of your soul lull him to sleep. Everything was fine, good even. Jupiter was fine and asleep in your bed, and you were fine, sleeping peacefully in the ground. Your soul pulse was bright and even. Your soul song creating a gentle lullaby that filled the room. Feeling exhausted, he moved over to your bed, dropping his hoodie on the floor. As he gets in, facing towards you, he watches your soul, letting its soft light and song lull him to sleep. He doesn't think he'll have a problem tonight, but he wishes he could sleep next to you. YN. LV1. HP 3. 80K2. Def 0. Your friendly mystic skeleton. Please don't attack the skeleton. Casually tossing and catching a bone in his hand, as he flips through his phone. He could hear Sans in the kitchen trying to prepare dinner. The sound of pots and pans clacking, and curses could be heard from the kitchen. Papyrus chuckles to himself, knowing that Sans is probably distracted by a certain skeleton. Even he was preoccupied with thoughts of you. His mind keeps drifting back to your soul. The soft beige light of your inverted heart. The way your aura turned soft and compassionate as you cupped your soul with such adoration. Your soul song was sweet and earthy. It was bright and precise, with a hollow wooden echo effect from the xylophone or balafon, paired with the gentle sound of a wind chime. Their bones sung its own tune, as a soft melody similar to a lullaby played on the xylophone. The song of your soul and bones coming together to form a perfect harmony. Hearing it made him feel relaxed, calm, safe even. He wanted to hear it more, to be surrounded by it. He tried to look up similar songs online, to see if it had the same effect. It didn't. Nothing he listened to has the same effect as you did on him. Smoke drifts into the room along with loud cursing, indicating that dinner was probably finished. After a couple of clanks and the sound of the stove slamming shut, Sans appears in the doorway of the smoky kitchen. "Dinner is ready," he says with a slight scowl, his form of a pout, probably because he accidentally burned something again. "What did ya burn this time?" Papyrus asks with a smug look on his face. Glaring at his brother, he looks away. Nothing. Glancing up at the wafts of smoke clinging to the ceiling with a raised bone brow, he looks at his bro with an expression that reads, "Really?" With a huff, Sans turns sharply on his heels. "It was the garlic bread," he states before marching into the kitchen. Laugh to himself, Papyrus deconstructs the bone and heads into the kitchen. Sitting down at the table, he's thankful that sounds didn't burn the casserole. He's not really a bad cook, he just tends to get distracted a lot when cooking, so he forgets to add ingredients, forgets he already added an ingredient in, so he adds more, or he'll accidentally throw in something that wasn't supposed to be added. That mystic skeleton got ya distracted, bro? Papyrus teases from the other side of the table. A faint royal blue blush appears on his cheekbones as he clears his throat. Please, I am only slightly interested in such a pathetic being, he explains, while looking off to the side. He knows you gained his brother's interest as well. Ever since they came back, he started doing research on mystic skeletons, trying to learn anything and everything about you. He isn't sure how reliable the source is. If it's anything like the info on Monster, then it should probably be taken with a grain of salt. Sure, he says between chuckles as he scoops some of the casserole onto his plate. Sans fixes his own plate before looking at Papyrus. I want you to find her and bring her back here, he asks. This mystic skeleton is interesting and her entire being is just so comforting and soft. Completely different from the horrid sounds and murky aura you had when he first saw you. He wants to learn more about you. Hey, got it, bro. This is one mission that he'll gladly accept. They both want to get to learn more about you and to hear your soul one more time. He knows it'll be difficult after the encounter they had earlier today. The geese will no doubt be protective over you. It might take a while to get you by yourself, but he's willing to wait, if it means he gets another chance to listen to your song again.
I'm glad you enjoyed that video/gameplay. Just remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. Until next time, goodbye!